Hey there everyone. So as some of you know, I've got a little boy called Liam. He'll be 4 at the end of May, and on the 22nd of May we will be going to CAMS for our second appointment, where hopefully Liam will get his autism diagnosis. So I thought I'd just do a video on our journey so far, because there are families out there that don't know what to expect on this journey. So, when I was pregnant with Liam, I had gestational diabetes, and when he was born, his blood sugar was a bit low. The midwife gave him a couple of extra bottles, and he was fine. His sugars picked up. The labour itself was really difficult. I've now got fibromyalgia because of the labour. It was back to back, so it was really hard. But apart from that, everything else was fine. We come home. He was developing slowly. He was missing his milestones, so sitting up, rolling over, crawling and walking, and talking as well. But my other son, Ryan, is 9. He was a late talker, so we weren't too concerned about that. But everything else, I was looking at websites about development, and what they should be doing at what age. And I was like, I've got to stop looking at this, because it's making me quite worried that he's not hitting his development milestones. Turns out now I should have been worried about that, but at the time I just thought, he's a typical boy, quite lazy, a bit slow. He is getting there, but in his own time. So I just thought, just go with the flow of Liam. He will get there. So for the first 2 years, that's kind of how we got along. And then he had his 2-year development check. So the health visitor come out, and she brought with her a sheet of paper. Well, a couple of sheets of paper really. It had lots of activities on it, and we had to tick what he couldn't do, what he can do sometimes, and what he can do all the time. So I was looking through, ticking it, and then she looked at it and said, a lot of these things, you've ticked you can't do them, but you should be doing them now. So I was like, oh, right, okay. So she was quite worried about it. So she referred us to a paediatrician and speech and language therapy. So with speech and language therapy, he has now had 2 sets of 6 sessions at home. So he had a speech and language therapist come out, and then he had 6 weeks of talking tots, and then another 6 sessions with a speech and language therapist. So his speech is coming on, but it's still not quite developmentally where it should be. But with the paediatrician side of things, we see her once every 4 months. The first thing she did, I think, she was prescribed us melatonin because of his sleep. So because of my fibromyalgia, and because Liam wanted me for everything, every little thing, he just wanted me. He wasn't concerned with Neil at all. I think he wasn't in his orbit at all. I can't say he blanked him. It wasn't, it was aware he was there. He just didn't care that he was there, I think. I think that's the point I'm trying to make. So he asked me to do everything, and then his sleep became a really big issue. He would take hours and hours to fall asleep, and then still wake up 3-4 times in the night. So we told the paediatrician this, so she prescribed us some melatonin called Circadin. Now, at first, it was fine. I had to crush it up in biscuits for him because he wouldn't take it. And it was doing okay. And then when he was waking up in the night, he was getting really, really angry. He was throwing things, screaming, running around the bedroom, absolutely just screaming at the top of his lungs, and was like, what we're going to do, we can't keep going on like this. So I made the decision to stop his Circadin. We left it for a few weeks, because he seemed to be going to sleep okay on his own. But then it started to get longer and longer and longer to fall asleep. So we made the decision to buy some melatonin gummies off the internet. Now they're working fine. Me and Neil tried them before we gave them to Liam. And at the moment, touch wood, they're working. He's falling asleep okay, and he's only waking up once in the night, sometimes not at all. So they are working really well. The health visitor still came out to us, but she admitted, really, that she wasn't trained in dealing with a child with developmental delay. So I was like, well, can you find me someone that is then? So she referred us to the learning disability team, and we got a nurse called Louise, and she was lovely. She saved us from splitting up, me and Neil, because everything was getting on top of us, and she just helped us so much with sleep, with Neil and Liam's relationship, with our relationship. She just gave us lots of advice. In the meantime, I did a parenting course called the Early Years Parenting Course. It was okay, but it was more based on neurotypical children. So it helps me out loads with Ryan. A lot I could put into practice with Ryan, but with Liam, no, is definitely not a neurotypical child. Nothing worked. I tried everything, and no, it wasn't. It really didn't help at all. But we, what was I going to say? So I did the parenting course, and we had Louise. We'd done the speech language therapy. So he started playgroup, and he's been there since he turned 2. So yeah, it's been going nearly 2 years. And I think he'd been there about 6 months when his key worker came up to me and said, he's not settling, he's lashing out, we think he could have autism. I was like, oh, well, I knew he was a bit behind in stuff, and it never crossed my mind that that's what it could be. So we looked into it on the internet. I was researching it all the time and thought, this is what it could be. So we told the paediatrician, and she said, yeah, I'm 99% certain he's autistic. And even though I was prepared for it, it still blew us both away. Neil was crying, he was in tears. I was shocked, but I was not that upset because I kind of expected it. So that was a big shock. But she did refer us, to CAMS. And that is really where we're at now. He will be starting, what do you call it? School, mainstream school. He'll be starting mainstream school in September, and his EHCP will be in place. So hopefully it will get him the help that he needs there. He'll be getting the highest level of funding as well. So hopefully they will get someone else on board to help with Liam's needs while he's in mainstream school. I am dreading it. I am so nervous about it. I'm just, because my eldest son Ryan goes there and we go to pick him up, every time we drive to school, my stomach flips over, and I just think, oh my gosh, Liam will be coming here in September, and I am really dreading it. But it might surprise us. We'll see. So hopefully after he gets his autism diagnosis, it will have been 2 years from start to finish. So from his 2-year check to now, it would have been 2 years. And hopefully we'll get more services on board. such as Respite and Family Fund, with the learning disability team. So our nurse has now gone on maternity leave, and they're not employing someone else to take her place to cover her maternity leave. So there's only one nurse now. So they weeded out all the children that didn't have a diagnosis and were under 5. So currently, Liam has no longer got a learning disability nurse. We've got a nursery nurse called Donna who is lovely. She's trained in autism because she does, I can't remember what she said she does. Is it an autism course or something? So she knows, she's aware of Liam's needs. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. We've met her twice, but she seems to be on board with us and helping. So that's what I can't stress enough. Find out what help you can get and just be willing to accept help, because you will need it. I don't know where we will be now without Louise, without Donna, without nursery. Nursery being amazing. I can't sing about its praises enough. They have helped us so much in getting the EHCP, everything. They've just been on board with everything, accepting visitors for Liam. They've been amazing, and I can't stress enough that you will need help with this. So the first step is obviously the 2-year check. Then hopefully they will refer to paediatrician. Paediatrician refer to CAMS. Obviously, if they need speech and language therapy, they'll be referred to as well by either the health visitor or by your paediatrician. And then CAMS. So it's been a quite long journey, but I'm not sure what will happen after his diagnosis. So I will keep you updated with that. And yeah, that's where we are now at this point. So if you'd like to carry on following us on our journey, hit that red subscribe button, and I will update you soon. Okay, bye bye.